Hey, have you ever heard the term be a sponge? It's a good question, right? I mean, we hear it all the time. We're like, I'm a sponge. But here's the reality there's more to it than that. It's not quite what you think. Let's talk about it. All right, I'm coming to you from one of my favorite places, which is out in the middle of nowhere. I have a bunch of online business meetings, so why not do them from someplace you love, right? So, leaders, what do? We learn, we gain, we grow, whatever it might be. We try to be a sponge, right? We try to learn as much information. We think that's our job, that we need to learn more than the average human being. After all, we're seekers. We're seekers, right? Well, are we really doing this right? Because the reality is, we're gaining stuff. Sponges gain stuff, right? They gain stuff. You're absorbing things like that. But here's the reality: sponges just don't absorb stuff. They just don't gain stuff. You give back. You give back as well. And that's the hard part about the whole sponge thing, because you can go out and learn everything you want. You can go be the seeker, you can go be the learner, you can go absorb so much great information. But the reality is, you need to give it back, but the right way at the right time. So here's what you need to think about. You need to think about, how am I gaining things? And how am I storing things? And how am I returning things? Last thing you ever want is to be that overeducated underachiever. Okay. Don't be the overeducated underachiever because you've just been a sponge and then you've kept everything. You've saved everything. You've not done anything to grow, to increase your business, to increase your help in society and community, things like that. So what should we think about when it comes to giving back? Simple. Think about the right time, the right person, for the right reason, the right way, with the right meaning. That's truly what leaders do. They look for those opportunities to help, opportunities to give back the right way. The right way. Okay? Giving back means being helpful to the right person, the right situation, the right place, the right challenge. Okay? Doesn't mean filling your head with a bunch of information and just dumping on everybody. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes the know-it-all. Nobody likes the, I got this and I'm going to run back and I'm going to spew information to everybody because I think it's helpful. Nobody likes that. Here's what you need to think about as a leader. As a leader, okay? You need to be strong enough to listen. Strong enough to listen. It was interesting. We were at a graduation ceremony for my daughter Maggie the other night, and one of the speeches was from one of the math teachers, and he had this thing called 5 by 5 by 5, and it was be in the top 5 people to 5 other people in the next 5 years through 5 rules. And it was interesting. The first rule was be strong enough to listen. Be strong enough to shut your mouth and listen. Why? Because you find out so much about other people and you learn. That's part of being a sponge, is not just learning, but listening to other people. So be strong enough to listen. Second one is be wise enough to ask. Okay? Second key point here. So first, be strong enough to listen. Second, be wise enough to ask. And what to ask? Because that's super important. Okay? Ask good questions. Good leaders don't give good answers. They ask good questions. Sponges don't dump tons of information. They ask good questions and then they give what's needed. Okay? And the third thing I want you to think about is be kind enough to help. Be kind enough to help. What is helping? Helping is that giving of, okay, I learned that somewhere. How can we work together? People don't want to just hear, oh, go do this. My wife nudges me when we heard that mentioned during this speech. This guy said, don't just go and solve everybody's problems. Be strong enough to listen to them and kind enough to help when you need to. So that's what this is about. Being a sponge is not just about going and soaking up all this information and then squeezing it out all over everybody. Don't do that. Be a good, solid leader who gains information, who's a sponge, but distribute it where you need to, when you need to, how you need to who you need to. Okay? That's what it's about. That's what being a sponge is about. That's really a key leadership aspect that gets overlooked a lot. So, leaders, think about what I've said here. Soak it in. Soak it in. And give it the best way possible. Thanks for listening. Thanks for what you do. Love you guys. Be safe, be well, be strong. I got a little four-wheeling I got to do to go get back to where my meetings are. So take care. Bye.